Oh, it's like
It's gone?
it went down to like a 2 or 3 right here.
Okay. Yeah, so.
Like this was like an 8 before.
Yeah.
And now this is like a 2 to 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's fine.
Yeah.
Here's fine. Here I feel tension.
Okay. Is there clicking in the shoulder at all?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Did you have clicking before?
No.
So it's only started after the tournament?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like not like random clicking, it's more like constant clicking, like something you're stretching something, you go like really quick. Like I hear that sometimes.
Like crunchy almost.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And then they didn't have that before?
No.
Okay. You go sideways, same thing, any pinching, clicking?
Still up here.
Yeah,
Still
at the very end range.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine. Right here, start to feel it.
Okay, cool. Okay. Let's go. You can bring it across the shoulder like this. That feels okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then all the way back. Feels good?
That's fine.
Okay. Does it feel more on the surface or does it feel deeper in the shoulder for you?
It feels more on the surface.
More on the surface?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the top
So you can touch it almost, right? It's
yeah.
more on the tip of the shoulder rather than like in here? Feel like more on the outside here, usually?
Right now, the main point right now is right here.
Okay, so it's pretty much underneath where your finger is, so you can actually touch it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What if I push in here? Do you feel it in there at all? Or not too much?
Nothing.
Okay, so it's more kind of like the tip of the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, have a light on your back.
Okay, this way?
Yeah. Okay, ready? Okay, relax the shoulder here. Okay, let's see. You get pinching there?
No.
No, motion on that part. It's the same shoulder with the chest thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's been a while. That feels good?
That feels completely fine.
Okay, so passive range of motion is fine, so I mean when I'm moving it, you don't have the pain. Which is a good thing, kinda.
Okay.
In a sense, I guess. Okay, and relax the shoulder further. Internal rotation, deficit, 45 degrees. So really limited. So you can see how this one's like limited going down. Do you feel pinching there a little bit?
No pinching.
Pinching, just like a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Backward.
No pinching.
No pinching. So the main issue you said is when you're kind of bringing it back to that kind of cock position when you're hitting.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, kind of that back range of rotation backwards.
Yeah.
Into this range here. If I'm doing that right now for you, do you feel it? Or is it only when you do it?
Right now, no, I don't feel it.
Okay, so but this is the same position though.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the position when you load it into your swing or something. This is where you feel it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's because it's mainly when I'm doing it by myself. It's I feel it mostly when my arms at like a 90 degree.
Your elbows like a 90 degree, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Like when this is like 90 degrees. That's when I do it myself. That's where I feel it.
So if I do that right now for you in that position, that feels okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so more active range of motion that hurts. So that tells me that's probably more muscular than joint structures or something else. Which, like I said, it's a good thing because it's easier to change those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's test a couple more. External rotation over there feels okay.
Yeah.
So realistically, the only one that deficits maybe just like internal rotation deficit at 45 degrees. Let's see. Okay, let's test your strength. Okay, here. I'm gonna get you to do is hold your shoulder here. I'll hold your arm here. I'm gonna try to push it in. Don't let me move it. Okay. Any discomfort there? No. So isometrically testing external rotators. That feels okay. I'm gonna add more pressure. That feels okay.
Yeah.
Okay, relax. Okay, this time I want you to push me all the way down towards the table. Ready? And push my hand. Go. As hard as you can. All the way. All the way. All the way. That's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so same thing this time. I'm gonna go. I want you to hold it here. Don't let me move it. Okay. Hold it. Internal rotators. Good. Any issues with that?
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go from here. I want you to bring me all the way back up to the spot. Go again. Up. That feels okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Internal external rotation at neutral feels okay. Let's go. Abduction. So from here, I want you to chicken wing. Bring your elbow up like that. Okay. And actually, from here, I'm gonna push. Don't let me move it. Any discomfort?
No.
No? Good. And relax. This time, push my hand up to the same spot, nice and strong. Ready? And go. That's okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So everything at neutral feels okay. So rotator cuff seems fine. So let's test it at 90 where you're having the issues. Okay, so from here, let's go internal rotation first. So what I'm gonna get you to hold here, I'm gonna push, don't let me move it. Ready? And hold. Good, relax. That feels okay?
Yeah.
Same thing, I'm gonna push this way, don't let me move it. Hold, external rotation, at 90. That feels okay?
Yeah.
No pain with it either in or out?
No.
Okay. Let's go. This time I want you to push me all the way down towards the table. Ready? And go. Nice and strong, internal rotation through concentric motion. Good, that feels okay? No issues? Okay, so this one here, I'm gonna get you to go all the way backwards, bring the hand right down to the table. Ready? And go, nice and strong.
Slightly.
Slightly, so
Yeah.
a little bit.
Slightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only positive test would be external rotation, 90-degree abduction, and you're feeling it like deep inside here, right?
Yeah, like in that general area.
Okay.
Like I can't pinpoint the exact, but then
Yeah.
it's like.
Okay. So it does seem like it's more like a tendon issue then, because you're getting activation, so it's painful when you're activating the shoulder, and it's really specific to this motion where you're at 90 degrees, but let's see here, so external rotation at 90 degrees, so rotator cuff stuff probably, rather than anything else. If I push on there, that feels okay right now?
That's fine.
Yeah. If I push on that, that feels okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just do a quick test here. I'm gonna get you to pronated load. Relax there. I'm just gonna rotate your wrist. Any issues with that at all?
No.
Okay, can you try to turn your wrist back this way? Any issues with that?
No.
So pronated load test, negative. So that means probably not in your labrum, which is good.
Oh,
Okay, so labrum is like do you know what labrum is?
no.
It's like this cartilage that sits around the shoulder joint. It adds like an extra, you know what an O-ring is on pipes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like an O-ring. So it adds like, maybe not the right thing, but anyways, like an extra piece of tissue that surrounds the joint that gives like a little bit more surface area.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But so, yeah, so sometimes what can happen is if you do a lot of swinging or something and the biceps tendon or whatnot irritates it, it can pull parts of it and tear it.
Oh.
It doesn't seem like that's the issue because
Okay. Is that bad if you do tear it?
depends on the extent of it, right? Yeah, so your motion is good. Like you don't have too much restrictions range of motion. Like if it were like a bad labral tear, I would not be able to do this right now. It'd be pretty painful.
Oh,
The clicking would
okay.
be pretty like what do you call it? Apparent with the clicking.
Yeah.
And then this test would be, so this pronated load test, when you're turning your wrist again, so in this position, turning your wrist, so that's activating your bicep, which pulls into that labrum. So if this is negative, it's a pretty good indicator that it's unlikely to be the labrum. Okay.
Okay.
So the main thing we're seeing right now is like you have deficit internal rotation, so that could have been even before you had the injury.
Yeah, okay.
But even after doing like some testing, your range of motion is getting better with it. See that it's going down now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I just feel.
So I would give you a couple things to work into. I don't think it's anything serious.
Okay.
I think you probably irritated the tendon because you probably overworked it. Like you said, you were playing volleyball for the tournament.
Yeah.
Was it like a lot of games that day?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I'm not sure if this does take an effect of what happened. Is I don't feel like at that time or the first game I had a proper warm up.
Okay.
So then I went like harder than I should have.
Like ham into it with the
Yeah.
warming it up.
So I'm not sure if that kind of like
could be.
stressed me or
Yeah, so
something.
we didn't have to warm the tendon. The tendon probably wasn't ready for the loading.
Okay.
So that's probably what happened. So rotator cuff irritation, probably more your external rotators, which is like the one on the back side here. And then it feels like you're really getting a lot of pinching or discomfort at the end here when you're kind of rotating it into end range.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would
Like
give
here
you
I felt a little bit.
when I moved it in there.
Yeah. I just felt like a little tiny soft pinch.
Yeah. So I'd give you a couple of things to work into. So 2 things exercise-wise. Number 1, get this rotation down, which is already improving with all the movement we're testing right now. Because it just seems like when we warm up your shoulder, it just starts to loosen up. Like when we first tested it, was like 45 was
Yeah, like I actually felt like a few inches
more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would actually give you some exercise to work into this. Like it's called a sleeper stretch. Roll onto your side for a sec, like onto your right side. Yeah. Okay, so sleeper stretch is basically working on your internal rotation of your shoulder.
Mm.
Basically, what you want to do is you want to keep your shoulder flush against the table,
Okay.
keeping the elbows at 90 degrees, and you're gonna push with your left hand onto your wrist. And push over here so you're not hand. Yeah, and then you're trying to get this palm down towards the table. So what you want to do is try to work on to stretching the back of that shoulder joint. So getting that internal rotation working, which again, mobility to the shoulder is good. That gives you like more movement.
Okay.
So this is just an exercise. Again, it might be before you had the injury anyways that you had the deficit, but even working into it won't hurt.
Okay.
This alone won't fix the shoulder. What you need to do is work into some external rotation exercises. Okay, so basically what you're gonna do is just sit up for a sec. Let's see. I don't have a band here right now. Give me a sec. Let me see.
I do have like.
Okay, so if you do that again, so you feel that right now it's like a 4 or 5 or an 8.
Yeah, so like right here, pain is about 4 or 5. Pushing it, forcing it back, it goes up to like 7
like
to 8.
Up here again, right?
Yeah, like this joint.
Up here. Okay.
This general area.
Okay, let's try a quick treatment on it and see if we can reduce that tension. So line your back face up. And then we can try the exercise. Because I don't want it to be pinching you when you're exercising, because if you're feeling it even without the band, it might cause more irritation if you're doing it with the band.
Okay.
So I might just do a little bit of a release through the external rotators here. So I don't think it's like too irritated. We can actually work through it a bit. And it's been a month, so any kind of flare-ups probably not too bad right now. So what I'm gonna do is just a couple presses through here. Work through this. So you can like use a roller if this actually helps it. Then use a roller and roll it, or a ball and roll it out. Sore?
Yeah.
Like working to the external rotators. That's tender, yeah. Infraspinatus here is a part of your external rotator muscle. So I'm just doing a manual release on it.
Yeah, I feel that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, even without injury to the shoulder, you feel this a lot.
Oh, is
It's
it?
not very fun. But I think even if you just loosen that up with a ball or something, that should improve your internal rotation, but this was already better before we did this. So, but if you sit up again, and then try that again. Do this one again. How's the pinching there? Still feeling it?
This is better. Like, I don't feel anything right now.
Okay, go into that same.
Oh, it's like
Gone?
it went down to like a 2 or 3 right here.
Okay. Yeah, so.
Like this was like an 8 before.
Yeah.
And now this is like a 2 to 3.
Yeah. Okay. Does that feel better? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better.
Okay. So even just like 30 seconds of just releasing that tight muscle in the back of the shoulder will help that. So that will indicate probably tension through the external rotator. So your rotator cuff is a little bit tight in the back. So if you get like a ball, you turn your shoulder a little bit that way, and like roll it right. You know how the shoulder blade's like a triangle. Mm-hmm. So you go on the outside board of that triangle right up in here, right up to the tip of the shoulder. If you just get a ball and roll it against the wall, I don't have mine here right now, but if you do that on a regular basis, just to keep it nice and loose, it should help quite a bit. And through here as well. So basically the back of the shoulder blade all the way to the outside border, up and down, that kind of lateral border here, outside border here.
Okay.
And you do that regularly, just keep it nice and loose. That should help it quite a bit. But I think I still want you to do the external rotator just to strengthen it up a little bit. So if you do that again one more time, it doesn't hurt anymore? Or less?
Yeah, this is like, I don't feel anything right now.
Okay.
Over here.
Yeah.
Here I still feel, but it's like a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with this exercise, I want it to be like no more than say 2 out of 10 pain when you're doing it. Otherwise, it's gonna irritate it too much. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold it. If you don't have something to tie it, so you can just hold it with the other hand. You're gonna rotate it back slowly. Hold it for a few seconds, and then back. So pretty much going to that same position you go with your wind up.
Should I be doing it until I feel that?
A little bit of pulling is okay. Like if you're rating from 0 to 10, like 1 or 2 out of 10 is the most I want you to feel it. Yeah.
So just like in front of me?
Yeah, and then keep your elbow off to the sides like you would be with your wind up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. How's that feel at that point there?
I feel it there, but it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
I feel like that pressure.
Okay, good. Yeah, pressure is good. Fatigue is good, and a little bit of pain is okay. Like 1 or 2 out of 10 is okay.
Okay, so it's like this.
Yeah, but no more than that. If it does feel that, like it feels uncomfortable, it goes past like 3, 4, and 10, then do try a little bit of ball rolling first. If that still doesn't help it, then just let it rest.
Okay.
Yeah. Some days will be better than others, but if you do the ball rolling first, it should make this exercise a little bit easier. Basically, what we're trying to do with this one is strengthen that muscle that's irritated right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So in terms of reps and sets for this one, let's go 10 reps, hold it for a few seconds, like a 3, 2, 1 count, and then relax it. And basically what you want to feel is you want this to be tired by the end of the set. Like it should be like almost like on fire. Feel like I'm gonna cramp out or I'm just really tired through it.
Okay.
Yeah. So try a few here and just see if it hurts or anything. But just get the movement down. So we're working on the external rotation. So just strengthening up into that position where you're cranking your shoulder back.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically it's like 2 or 3 exercises I want you to work into. So rolling the ball on the back of the shoulder, your sleeper stretch to get that mobility back, and then strengthening the external rotation of the shoulder.
Okay.
And do this over the course of like the next couple of weeks. You should feel a lot better. Are you still playing right now, though?
No, I took about 2 weeks off.
Okay.
Coming up to 2 weeks off.
2 weeks off. Okay.
Yeah. But right now I should just
rest. Just focus on the rehab first. Like, I mean, you can play without swinging, but you don't want to be irritating it constantly and like back swinging into it and pinching it.
Yeah.
Because the more you irritate it, the longer it's gonna take to recover.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't like exacerbate it if you can avoid it.
Yeah. I told them to probably sit another week, maybe 2 weeks too.
Yeah. I mean, like optimistically, you can probably get back by next week if you do this.
Okay.
Realistically, it'd probably be 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Safer side would be 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh.
It doesn't look too bad. It's you didn't strain anything, so you didn't tear anything. It's just more an irritation of the tendon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A weird thing too is actually I'm trying something real quick.
Yeah.
This.
Feeling pretty tired back there though?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what you want to feel. So let's say 3 sets of 10 repetitions, hold for 3 seconds each time.
Okay.
Or 3 to 5 seconds or something. But you want to just make sure you feel tired back there. No pain or very minimal pain when you're doing it.
So then when it burns, it's like that's when
That's
it
good,
burns.
yeah.
That's good.
That's good, yeah. Burning is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think like I'm not sure how long ago it was when I played dodgeball with my sidearm. I didn't feel much.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it was like before or after I started feeling
Yeah, because all your sports you have a lot of kind of that crank back, right? That
it.
big extension rotation,
Mm-hmm.
and then you also have it requires a lot of like deceleration using this muscle.
Yeah.
That's what this plays. All that swinging and throwing that you're doing, it's overloading that muscle.
Yeah.
How's that feel right now?
This feels a bit sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you're gonna do work into. Okay? So just a few things. Don't needle you today.
Hmm?
Don't needle you today.
Okay.